Sup, people? This your boy John Doe. How y'all doing, man? Here we go again. We got another 2 cent. Yes, sir. And shout out to Hard 8 Times, man. I guess he must have seen my video, man. Is a stable 30 better than an unstable 60? But let's get on this whole fiasco. When I seen this, I say, man, this about time for a 2 cent. Because I've been saying this the whole time, man. I feel so... Oh, let me point out the points. And that's with this thief whole BS. You know what I'm saying? This thief shit that's going on. Thief is running... It is claimed to be 1080p, 60 frames per second, but yet it's running in sub double digits, like 9. It dips down into like 9 frames per second. How can you play a game at 9 frames per second? It's so bad that the people rather play the one on the Xbox One that's a stable 30 rather than play a choppy 60 frames per second, which is not really 60 frames per second, because I don't think if it gets up to 60 frames per second, it's briefly, but it barely reaches that. And we have seen this with numerous games. We've seen this with Battlefield, Call of Duty, Killzone, Tomb Raider. We just had a big argument about Tomb Raider. And with Tomb Raider and Call of Duty, both of those games were considered to be better on the Xbox One because it was stable. Like I said, man, Sony put out these games to entice people to want to buy their games over the competition games, even though they know these games aren't capable of running at that frame rate and that resolution, which is bullshit. Like I said, they've been lying to the consumer. I have said this plenty of times. I feel Sony is going out and begging these developers to make their games 1080p, 60 frames per second. Multiple times I have said this, and I feel like I'm a genius right now. I feel like a genius because with this thief that's about to drop, even though it's said to not be that good of a game, but when the ponies found out the resolution of the 2 consoles, they jumped all over the PlayStation 4 version, which is bullshit, you know, because it kills me, this frame rate resolution gate that's going on, because I feel it's complete bullshit. And y'all guys, the proof is in the pudding. You can see it now, you know, because multiple sources are putting this stuff out. I guess they can only damage control, the media can only damage control so much, and when it's this bad, they got to say something. Like, even with the order, the dude from IGN came out and said the game frame rate is bad on that. It jumps up and down. And and the crazy part about that is only running at 30 frames per second. It's 800p 30 frames per second, and the frame rate is still an issue at 800p 30 frames per second. Now, I'm going to give y'all an example of the situation now. Say if I got like a friend and you go out there, you talk to him, and he tells you, I can run a 4-1 flat and I can jump 8 feet in the air, you know. But this is the person who I just know. I don't be around him that often, you know what I'm saying? I don't chill with him. But you see my brother like, oh man, he's slower than the motherfucker. That nigga can't jump, man. He might be able to jump like 2 feet off the ground. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shoot, he running more like a 5 flat. Who you gonna believe? The person, you know what I'm saying, who I barely know, or the person who I live with? Most likely you're gonna believe the person who I live with, because they're gonna know more about me than somebody out there. And that's the way I look at these first party and these third parties. You know, like third parties, when they running up these specs, but it's not going to know as much about what's going on as the in-house will. But I don't think people understand that. People don't understand that these third-party developers they work with multiple systems at one time. There's no way they can do one game one way and know the ins and out of both consoles, you know. So the in-house developers gonna know more about what's going on. The thing about it, like everybody know, is factual that the PS4 is way, well, it's more powerful than the Xbox One. It's not way more powerful. It's just more powerful at the time than the Xbox One. So, of course, the developers gonna be able to get more out of it until both systems are optimized. Once both systems are optimized, the conversation that we having won't be even relevant anymore. Then we can finally get back to the game and to what we've been talking about. You know what I'm saying? The truth. But let's move on, you know. Like I said, I've been saying this for a while. But we're going to move on to the next subject at hand, and that's the Titanfall bundle, which I knew was coming. I knew a bundle was coming, and it was in the works. And is it a good thing or it's a bad thing? It's a good thing, you know, because it's going to be a lot of people going out and getting Xbox One consoles to play Titanfall. After that beta, because the beta played so smooth, I know a lot of people like, man, I got to go get Titanfall. I got to go get Titanfall, man. And I'm pretty sure the sales went up for the simple fact people want to play Titanfall. It's going to be a lot of people mad because they're like, God dang, man, I could have just waited and got the Xbox One and Titanfall, because it's basically like you're getting a free game, you know, because the price of it still $500 in the US, but you get Titanfall. So they're basically throwing in Titanfall for free. A blockbuster game you getting on the house with the Xbox One. You might well say that's a price cut right there, because people going to buy Xbox Ones just to play Titanfall. So if they're giving you Titanfall with the Xbox One, man, that's beastly. I don't even know how people can argue with that. That right there going to move consoles, you know what I'm saying, in itself right there. Just that right there is going to move a lot of consoles. And last but not least, because I definitely wanted to touch on that, last but not least, we're going to speak on this whole, it's another subject out there. Where it's at? Let me pull it up here. Well, it's two things I wanted to speak on. Microsoft, they say Microsoft is sneaking back in region locks, which they're not sneaking in region. Come on, man. I hate when people be putting out these articles talking about sneaking out. Digital downloads are region locked. You can go get an Xbox, it's not region locked, just like Xbox said. Physical downloads aren't region locked, so I can get a game from Japan and play it on my console. It just, if you download it in a region, you can only play it in that region, which, you know, I don't got no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? If you download it in a region, then it should make sense. If I'm downloading in America, I shouldn't, you know, I wish everything was just not region locked, but I can't really knock them from keeping certain exclusives like Japan. They get like certain digital downloads earlier than the US, you know, and they might be putting out a digital game to test it in one market to make sure it's sellable in another market. But they do it digital, you know, that way they ain't got to worry about it leaking into another. Or say they put a game out on the digital and another country got laws against it, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't have this kind of violence in it, you know what I'm saying? The nudity, you know. It's to protect themselves. So I don't see it as a big deal because the consoles ain't region locked. Like I can buy a console right now, send it over to somebody in the UK, send it over to somebody in Japan, France, wherever, you know what I'm saying? And they can still use the console. But at the same time, the digital versions and the DLC, which is also digital, is region locked. Like, it's not a real big deal because you can send physical games over, you know what I'm saying, with the console. So people gonna make a big deal about this, but it's not really that big of a deal. And last but not least, Atari is trying to come back from the ashes. Let me pull this up. And it's a gaming company. They just put out a handheld. The gaming company is GCW. They just put out a handheld on GCW 0. Atari went under. They went bankrupt. This company GCW trying to buy them out, and they want to I guess get a Kickstarter going. Like they gonna get like private money and Kickstarter money to buy the company, and then they gonna I guess put a Kickstarter out to build the next Atari. They put out a handheld, which they did off of Kickstarter. So I guess they are pretty good at. They got a good resume of putting stuff out when they do get it on Kickstarter. But I don't know how I feel about having an old Atari, man. You know, like they say, you can get all the old Atari games in the library, man. But those now, if you felt NES games was dated, which NES has some damn good games, how do y'all feel about Atari games? Because I really don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm really not looking forward to playing Pong on a new system. How y'all feel about that shit, man? Well, that's it for this 2 cent, man. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Like I said, man, I predicted this the whole time. Sony is begging these companies to do something that they're not, you know, that their system not capable of doing right now. For the simple fact, I don't feel the system is neither one of these systems are fully optimized to run the games at these frame rates at this present time. But like I said, I have spoke on this prior, and it's coming to fruition. As you can see, what I said before, like I said, I feel like a genius right now because I have said this over and over, and right now it's showing. But this your boy John Doe, man. Let me know how y'all feel about these, you know what I'm saying, these subjects. And I guess I'm out. Make sure, first of all, I'm going to always do this. Make sure you check the description. My gamer tag is in the description to the Xbox. My Facebook group is down there. My Twitter. And my fan page. Make sure you hit all of those avenues up to get in contact with your boy, man. Shoot. And if you want to hit me up on Twitter, my name is on Skype. My name is the same thing as it is on YouTube. So y'all can just get at your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you come holler at me. But this your boy John Doe with another 2 cents, and I'm out. Later, people. Yeah.